All right, we're doing an experiment here. I know the lighting's bad. I'm just trying to figure this thing out. So, let's see if we can do an audio and a video at the same time and then separate it for the podcast. JROD Fishing Podcast, welcome. We are talking about tonight crappie at the lake. We are talking about buck movement, bass at the lake. And as you guys know, I am talking about LOZ and LOZ guide service. So, fishing at the lake, specifically the Grand Glaze arm, has been really, really good. I'm not going to harp on this a bunch because it's been about the same for the last week or so. The crappie have been pretty small, and you can catch a lot of numbers. You can catch fish on jigs or minnows. Yesterday, they really liked a heavier jig with a fast fall. Suspend it right above them, then rise a little bit, and then they would come get it. They liked bluegrass better than for say like a monkey milk or a shad pattern with some purple in it. Those type of colors. So they want a little color to the jig. Wound up going with a Lake Fork tackle, one of the baby shads. Now, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like a baby shad type with a chartreuse and pearl white. That color they really liked. But, like I said, they were really small. So, same deal. I don't know what's up with the big crappie. It was kind of the same with the bass. So, ended up catching a lot of bass, did away with the crappie, and started fishing for bass. They really wanted to be in nose into the wind on the dock corners. Some shallow, but a lot of fish way out in the main lake, suspended right under the floats. So I don't know if that's because there was a little bit of water movement yesterday afternoon out of the dam, very small amount, but just enough, or if it mostly was the wind positioning those fish to where they could ambush. And there's lots of bluegill that are still around the floats, especially the floats that are growing a lot of that grimy plankton, you know, the not the I'll keep wanting to say mildew, but the algae, all the algae that's growing and trying to still grow a little bit on the side of those dock floats. There's just enough there to keep them holding for the bluegill, the little minnows that feed on that stuff, and the shad sometimes getting around that, and the bass are nearby. So you might be in 50 foot of water and you might be in 5 foot of water, but if the wind's blowing on it, it seems like you could throw a spook on the corners. You could throw a little minnow. So I took a Yum sonar minnow. That way I could fish for crappie and then I could fish for bass also and end up catching a ton of small bass. But on my crappie ride, it was a ton of fun. Lots and lots of fun. If you have a guide trip, you're going to have a lot of fun doing that. I don't know if you win a tournament doing that. Uh, you can definitely catch keepers doing that, but I just don't know how big they're going to be. So, might catch a 10-pound limit doing that. I don't know. That changes daily. That's what was happening yesterday. On the buck movement for the bow hunters out there, seems like things are picking up. It was very windy today. Today is Halloween. It seems like with the temperatures in the morning and just not being as hot, the bucks have been kind of cruising. So now I've not seen one just really get in and chase a doe real close, but they are moving. I set up in a different spot this evening due to the wind just blowing out of the west, and I got in a corner in a cedar tree because I knew the wind would be blowing all around, and I got a little too close to the trail. Definitely could have shot a small buck, but he almost jumped in my lap. So that was pretty exciting. He never knew I was there, just sitting in that cedar tree, and thought about drawing on him, getting some meat on the table, but it was just too early. It's going to be prime time here for the next week or so. It's going to be prime time all the way to Thanksgiving, but all the way between here and gun season, which I believe starts November 14th or 15th, somewhere in that range, it's going to be on. The bucks are going to be chasing, the does are going to be coming in to season, and it's going to be really, really good. So it happens twice a year, it seems like. We have everything happen at once. In April, it's crappie are spawning, then the bass are spawning, then it's turkey season, and you have all the fun stuff to do all at once. Right now, it's crappie are getting better, bass are biting good, water temps in the lower 60s. It's starting to get windy. You can throw a spook or a buzz bait or a glide or a big spinner bait, cover a lot of water, and it's pre-rut, and bow season is just incredible right now. So happens at once, but I'm not complaining. Just kind of take the conditions and then go do what you like to do. If you like to squirrel hunt right now, I don't know where squirrels came from, but there's 1,000 million squirrels out there. So maybe we need to make a squirrel stew or maybe some dumplings or something. I don't know. But anyway, a lot going on in the woods. I hope everybody has a great Halloween. I hope that your bow season is safe. If you're going to get out on the water, it's starting to get colder out there, so use that precaution. You know, the water temp's in the lower 60s, but that doesn't mean if you don't fall in, it's going to be cold, and that wind's cold. So be careful out there. If you need any assistance or you want to hit me up for a little advice on Lake of the Ozarks, especially the Grand Glaze right now, I'm out there about every day. So uh, shoot me a message, email me, DM me, and let's just talk fishing. So thank you for listening. Let's see if this thing even works. Thank you. Bye bye.